Early morning, a student approached your office, crying and complaining about the humiliations he is experiencing from one of your teachers. The student complained that his teacher is posting to social media his outputs and making fun of them. But in his defense, the teacher said he does not intend to hurt anyone, and in fact, the name of the learners whom those outputs belongs to are covered and blurred to avoid identification. As a school head, is this reason of teacher justifiable? A. Yes, there is no identification for the posted outputs, then the student must be wrongly accusing the teacher. B. Yes, there is no identification for the posted outputs, then the learner must be blackmailing the teacher. C. No, even there is no identification for the posted outputs, still the learner can identify his submitted works. D. No, even there is no identification for the posted outputs, still DepEd mandates the protection of every learners. Ano sa tingin mo ang tamang sagot? Bago natin sagutan ang tanong, basahin natin itong DepEd Order Number 40, Series of 2012, DepEd Child Protection Policy. Dinefine nito ang ibig sabihin ng violence against children committed in school. It refers to a single act lang or a series of acts committed by school administrators tayo, academic, mga teachers, and non-academic personnel, non-teaching staff against a child which results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, psychological harm or suffering, or other abuses including threats of such acts, battery, assault, coercion, harassment, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. It includes but is not limited to the following acts. Ano kaya itong mga to? Kasama dito yung psychological violence. It refers to acts or omissions causing or likely to cause mental or emotional sufferings of the child, such as but not limited to intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage to property, public ridicule or humiliation, deduction or threat of deduction from grade or merit as a form of punishment, and repeated verbal abuse. So, bawal na sa tatakutin bata, -10 ka, ibabagsak kita, na andito yon, violence against children in school yun. Take note po sa definition ng DepEd Order Number 42, Series of 2012, ang pagkakaiba ng violence against children in school at bullying. Ang violence against children in school ay sa pagitan ng bata at mga school staff. Ang bullying ay sa pagitan ng bata at isa pang bata, learner to learner, whether inside your school or from the other school. Yung situation ng bata na nakaramdam siya ng humiliation against doon sa ginagawa ng teacher na posting ng outputs niya is under dito sa violence against children in school, psychological violence. Kaya isinama ng DepEd order na ito ang tungkol sa positive and non-violent discipline of children. Kinikilala kasi ng DepEd na ang bawat bata ay tao rin na may sariling karapatan na dapat na pag-ingatan. Kaya kung gusto natin silang turuan, pwede tayong gumamit ng constructive and proactive approach. Kaya hindi ko maintindihan why would that teacher post yung ma-output ng bata if the intentions is only to point out some corrections. So, pwede naman siyang maging personal sa bata, i-comment sa bata o i-critic sa bata. So, direkta mo sabihin sa bata whatever you wanted to correct. So, you don't have to post their output. Kaya bilang mga school heads, binibigyan tayo ng DepEd order na ito ng mga responsibilidad tulad ng ensure the institution of effective child protection policies and procedures and monitor compliance thereof. So, kailangan natin sundin itong DepEd order na ito. Ensure that the school adopts a child protection policy. Meron ba tayo sa school? Ensure that all pupils, students, or learners, school personnel, parents, guardians, or custodians, and visitors and guests are well aware of child protection policy. Kahit naman sa RA 10627, the Anti-Bullying Act, nakalagay doon, indicated doon na dapat talaga ang community, ang magulang, ang mga stakeholders, aware sila sa Anti-Bullying Act. Katulad din dito, dapat alam ng lahat ito. Mula sa school personnel hanggang sa community, dapat meron silang informations about this. Organize and convene the Child Protection Committee for the school. Dapat nakapili na po tayo. Mamaya po discuss natin sino ba ang mga members ng mga Child Protection Committee na to, and then conduct the capacity building activities for the members of the Child Protection Committee and guidance counselors and teachers. Pag may nakita na po tayo na medyo parang umaayon na, marami nang gumagaya doon sa teacher, sa posting ng mga ginagawang katatawanan yung output ng mga bata sa social media, o magpa-seminar po agad tayo, INSET, ISLAC, para ma-refresh yung teachers natin tungkol sa child protection policy. Ensure that all incidents of abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, bullying, and other similar acts are addressed in accordance with the provision of the department order. Banggit din po dito ng dapat order na ito ang tungkol sa Article 218 of the Family Code of the Philippines. Tunay nga na maalala natin dito sa letter A na tayo nga ang pangalawang magulang ng mga bata pag nasa school sila. Dahil sabi nito, the school administrators, teachers, academic and non-academic and other personnel shall exercise a special parental authority and responsibility over the child while under their supervision and instruction. So, Article 220 and 233 of the Family Code of the Philippines, Presidential Decree number 603, sinasabi nito na keep them in their company and support, educate, and instruct them by right precept and good example. Give them love and affection, advice and counsel, companionship and understanding. So, tayo talaga ang tumata yung pangalawang magulang ng mga bata. Liban sa mga iba pang paalala, binigyan din nito yung provision na school personnel shall also strictly comply with the school's child protection policy. Ito po ang composition ng Child Protection Committee na pinamumunuan ng school head. Dapat order na ito, kasama sa ipinagbabawal ang violence against children in school. Tayo po yun. Yung mga gagawin natin, mga actions natin na maaaring maging masaktan ang mga bata. Physical man yan o psychological. Pero again pag bullying bata to bata, violence against children in school, teacher, school personnel against the bata. Kapag ang school ay nakatanggap ng complaint, ang school head or a school's division superintendent, depende kung saan ifa-file yung complaint, shall forward the same within 48 hours to the disciplining authority. And then after, within 3 days, maglalabas naman ng order itong disciplining authority para magsagawa ng fact-finding investigation. Pero if in case ang kinocomplain ay non-teaching personnel, ang SDS ang magpapatawag ng fact-finding investigation within the same period pa rin. Kung halimbawa namang walang bearing yung complaint, then yung school head o kaya yung si school's division superintendent or disciplining authority shall immediately inform the complainant of the requirements of a formal complaint. Pero mas maganda sana kung within the school level pa lang maisettle na yung usapin para nang sa ganon hindi na umabot sa mahabang prosesong ganito. So, eto na, papasok na si Local Social Welfare and Development Officer. If habang may investigation na yan, dahil nga kailangan i-counsel yung bata na naging biktima ng abuse o violence na yan, lalo na kung matindi naging epekto sa pagkatao ng bata. If a prima facie, meaning may bigat talaga yung, may laban talaga yung complaint, yung reklamo, on the investigation report and the records, a formal charge shall be issued by the disciplining authority, which may be the basis for the issuance of an order of preventive suspension or as an alternative, reassignment of the offending party as may be warranted. O kaya nga lagi kong pinapaalala sa teacher, wag na wag kayong magbibigay ng ebidensya sa mga bata, sa mga magulang para may reklamo kayo. Kasi everything you say, lahat ngayon naka-record. Yung chat mo, yung voice records nyo, lahat yan kinukuha, lahat yan recorded. Kaya you have to be very careful. All you have to do is just focus, ano yung nakasulat sa DLP nyo, ano nakasulat sa weekly home law. But still, pwede pa rin naman mag-file ng motion for reconsideration for appeal within 15 days from receipt thereof. At ito ang masakit. Kapag hindi mo ito inaksyonan, damay ka din sa magiging problema. Sabi nito, failure to submit an incident report or to render a decision involving the case within the prescribed period without justifiable cause shall be a ground for administrative action for neglect of duty against the official responsible. In other words, pag ikaw ang principal, hindi mo to inaksyonan, damay ka rin. Kaya, paalala, paulit-ulit na paalala sa mga teacher, maging maingat. Lalo na't ngayon, natalamak ang social media. Anong nakasulat sa teacher's learning plan mo? Anong nakasulat sa module 6? Sa competencies mo, wala nang iba. Kasi yun naman ang trabaho mo, magturo. Biruan, harutan, hindi mo yan pwedeng gawin. Kahit na joke yan sa chat, hindi pwede. Magiging ebidensya na yan. Kaya always be careful. Kaya nga pag school hard ka, kailangan makulit. Para nang sa ganon, lagi lang maaalala. Tatatak sa isip lang kasi minsan nakakalimot yung iba. Kaya hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit kailangan o naisip ng isang teacher na i-post yung mga output ng bata sa social media. Samantalang, trabaho nating i-correct ang mga output ng bata nang sa ganun, lalo pa niya mapagbuti yung mga activities niya, mga outputs na ipinapasa niya. Sa katunayan, nasusulat dito sa Memorandum DM PHROD 2021-0010, Guidelines on the Implementation of the Results-Based Performance Management System for School Year 2020-2021. Malinaw na sinasabi sa Objective Number 6 na isa sa mga MOVs para makakuha ka ng outstanding rating na 5 points is provided learners with accurate and specific and directed constructive feedback as shown in the evidence submitted. Para magkaroon ka ng 5 points sa timeliness, dapat maibalik mo yung corrected na output ng bata within 5 working days from the time na natanggap mo yung output niya. So, that way, kaya mo na i-correct ang bata. No need to post it to social media. Kaya kahit na i-blur ni teacher yung pangalan ng bata, yung section ng bata and all that, pero kaya naman ma-identify ng bata yung penmanship niya, yung mga sinulat niyang sagot doon, lalo na yung pagka-post mo, friend mo pala yung bata sa FB account mo, di nabasa ng bata na kung ano yung mga comments ng ibang tao. Secretly o without you knowing it, nasasaktan yung bata doon sa ginagawa ng teacher na pagpo-post ng output niya. So, hindi dapat gawin ito. Ang tamang sagot ay letter C.